Do men feel emotionally safe with women today? Why? Why not?
Um, I don't think so. And I don't think it's really what it is I think that we as black women or just in women in general, we aren't creating a safe space. So we're not focusing enough on how to create a safe space because we're not listening. So, like, I don't even honestly think it's fair for us as women to answer that question without knowing how the brothers feel first, to be honest. But I don't think so.
We feel like we want you to cam up. Can we be emotionally
I'm
safe and
trying to
ask
get
you to cam
Will
up?
literally just he sent this to me like 20 minutes ago, so I'm trying to get myself together now. I got you.
All right. All
Bear with me.
right. We got you. We got you. Thank you, Miss Lovely. Go ahead. Picking and choosing. Will. Do men feel emotionally safe with women today? Why? Why not? Give you a second. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sweeney.
The answer is no. They do not. And they tell y'all they don't every single day. Now, I mean, to NY's point and Bruce's point, do you find somebody that you to be emotionally vulnerable to after a while? Yeah, maybe. But just in general, if you go out there and ask the average everyday man, do they feel safe to open up to women emotionally? They're gonna tell you no. For a number of reasons. One of many is that they feel like either it's gonna fall on deaf ears or it's gonna be used against them. I was just talking to a client today about that. She was talking about how guys don't really talk like that or whatever. I was like, yeah. And I personally believe one of the main reasons is because we know ain't nobody gonna come and save us. So that's why we don't complain. Ain't nobody gonna be there to pick up the pieces for us. So we just say, most people tell you, like, eat that shit. What you gonna do about it? That's for the most part. Are men clamming up emotionally? No, we always got somebody we can talk to. But the question is, do we feel emotionally safe with women? No.
20 in your life, most of the women that you interact with, that you really like have a personal relationship, you telling me you don't feel like you could come to them and talk to them about something if you needed to without them weaponizing it against you?
Uh no, but I do have very few women in my life that like, but the few that I do have, yeah, I can talk to. Speaking of, like, my wife, a couple of homegirls, they my best friends. I've been friends with them since like high school. And then outside of that, though, I don't think there's ever been a time where I can just meet any just chick. I don't think there's probably a woman that I can meet today, and I don't care if it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now that we've known each other, that I'll be able to say that I'll be able to talk to them about. And even with my close friends, I probably still can't tell them about most of the stuff that goes on in my life. But I think that's men in general, though. I don't think we open up to most people about like y'all ever notice when it comes to men, our whole life could be falling apart. But we'd say, hey, bro, how you doing, man? And he'd be like, man, shit, just trying to stay above water, man. I'm doing all right, though. Our whole life could be falling apart. And I think part of that is, like I said, is because me coming to you and just telling you my problems don't help me. You know what I mean? And they not going to help me. They're not going to say, oh, man, they not going to, you know what I mean? They're not going to try. They're going to tell you, I would. They might give you some advice. They might tell you, hey, look, what you going to do about, you know what I mean, fixing that or whatever. But we know that for the most part, crying or spilling our heart out doesn't yield results, or the desired result that we want. Our desired result our desired result in life when we have a problem is we want a solution to the problem. And when we want a solution to that problem, crying about the problem doesn't yield that solution. Whereas, I'm going to be honest, with women, y'all may feel there's a difference in that dynamic. Y'all can go out there and spill your heart and tell somebody about your problem. And I mean, at least y'all got a 50% shot of your problem being solved just by crying about it or speaking about it. That doesn't work for us.
So do you think that's about men not wanting to open, or women not being able to receive men emotionally, or is that more about the way that we wired to not operate like that?
A little bit of both. Actually, it's a lot of bit of both. I think it's honestly 50-50 of those two specific things. I think when we find somebody that we can rock with and open up emotionally to, we good. But like dating and if you ain't got nobody like that, dating and all of that, then nah, it's gonna be like it's 50-50 of both of those. But for the most part, I would say in general, it's 70 of ain't nobody gonna help you, and then 30% not feeling safe for women.
I don't know. I feel like you got girl cousins.
Yeah, and I don't think I ever ran to him and told him about my shit.
Was that a personal choice, or did they do something to make you feel like you couldn't trust them with that information?
No, it ain't. It's just a like I said, it's part of the I don't believe that me complaining gonna solve a problem.
So my question is, if men decide to never really confide in women, or the women that you actually trust in your circle, in your family, the people around you, because of those standards, right? Because you don't feel like there's a fix, then can we really even measure if you feel comfortable enough to be emotional with them if you've never even tried it?
I think that's actually a really good question. I would say, if your man doesn't want to open up emotionally, it's probably more than likely the reason that I gave as far as us not believing that people will help us. Mm-hmm. And I would just say, just let him be, because he's gonna figure the shit out on his own anyway. Now, if we talking about a crash out's gonna crash out regardless. They're gonna show you their emotions to do whatever. You're gonna see that's obvious. We're talking about a guy that knows how to that doesn't speak that much, but he just moves, and you just be like, man, I wonder what's on his mind. And he just be like, shit, trying to figure out life. So I would say that honestly, I think this topic and the way that we're approaching it is only because we're asked, why don't we open up emotionally? Mm-hmm. And then part of it is that when we do, there's an issue because don't nobody really care. But then also it's like, well, if you're gonna ask, well, let me go ahead and tell you the reason why then. But I think if you honestly left your man alone, he'd be just fine.
But I think that stems from like that part of people are not going to hear. It stems from a childhood. Like I've always heard my dad tell my brother, suck it up, be a man. Nobody's going to hear this. The world's not going to care. You got to figure it out. Like I heard him say this over and over again. So when you grow up, you start to believe that. And then when you do get a woman that's like, well, how can I help you? It's
you shut down.
Suck it up. I'm going to figure it out. You good. And my question for you, now that you're married, those standards change, because a wife is supposed to be a helpmate. And if you're still in this mode of, I'm going to figure it out, I got it, I'm going to suck it up, then what is the wife is doing? How can she help you in that area if you're trying to figure everything out? Like, what can we do? Because I'm a wife now, and my husband's still somewhat in that mindset. So how can I help him, but not come off as I'm nagging, like, to open up? Like, tell me what's wrong.
I'm gonna give you a perfect thing, and I swear if you follow this, you won't go wrong.
Okay.
Help him when he asks you to. That's it. When he comes and asks, be open to help him. As long as his mouth shut and he doing his thing, then let him do his thing. You hassling him over why he's not opening up to you, why he's trying to do his thing, ain't gonna make him open up more. But when he comes to you, be available.